Guys, I have finally surpassed the 20,000 US dollars per month mark, and I'm finally gonna expose how I'm making all of my money. So guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Forgive me for the dramatic kind of like intro. So guys, as I just said on the the intro there a second ago, I've literally just surpassed the $20,000 per month mark. By the way, I'm a little bit sick, so forgive me, but I'm celebrating right now in terms of like literally that's a milestone I've always wanted to hit. Of course, 10K was the first milestone. Now I've surpassed $20,000 this particular month, and hopefully going on to surpass 30, 40, 50, 100K. Let's see how far we can actually take this. But in today's video, guys, I kind of wanted to do this video because I literally got asked by a friend that's actually from my home city, Sheffield, in the UK. So if you didn't know about me, guys, I'm literally born and raised in Sheffield. That's my home city. That's kind of like where I was raised and whatnot, like I just said. And it's actually funny as well because I get a lot of people ask me in Sheffield, they come up to me and like they ask me, they see me on like social media, all my like friends and stuff like that, all the people that I've kind of grown up with, and just like people from my town or my city, if you will. And they ask me like, Montell, what is it that you're genuinely doing? So today I want to kind of quote unquote expose myself to show you exactly how I'm making all of my money and everything here. So if you see me looking over here, it's just because I got some notes down. I have 13 clients right now, so I have to make sure that I'm getting all this right. I don't want no one to quote unquote fact check me. I want to make sure that everything's legit. You can see everything that I'm kind of talking about, and I'll break down the numbers actually. So $20,000, let's actually break that down. So around $11,500. So I'm going to speak in dollars here for those guys in the UK. Well, you've probably seen a screenshot already. It's like 14,800 pounds that I actually made, which if you actually do the maths is like $20,000, just over $20,000. So around 11,500 of that is coming from my actual social media marketing agency, which by the way, I class everything that I'm going to tell you about in here under one business. I don't have two businesses, I have one business. That's MCG Agency. So it's literally just one business, but I do a couple of different things, and I'll break those down for you in a second. And I want to do this video because it's like I get a lot of people asking me, how do I make my money? And I just want to like make a be all end all video, so whenever somebody asks me like, Montell, how do you make your money, I can just send them to this video and they can just watch it. So all I do is I run a social media marketing agency called MCG Agency. In that particular realm of social media, we do two things. We help people manage their social media account. What I mean by that is other businesses, so there'll be businesses such as, I don't know, give me a random business, something that you guys will know, Nike, for example, Nike, the brand Nike. So we help brands, obviously like Nike, obviously smaller brands, of course, that's what I'm trying to talk about. We help small brands basically manage their social media online. So that's what you call social media management. Now, what on earth does that entail, Montell? So basically all we do is we create content for them, as in like the actual Instagram content. When I say content, I literally just mean the actual images. We create the captions for them, the actual captions with high level copywriting, if you want to call it that. Copywriting again is just literally being able to write persuasive kind of like sales words in kind of like text, if you will. Then we also do the hashtag strategy for them, and we do very small minute growth kind of like campaigns here and there. When I say growth campaigns, we're not growing them organically, doing follow, unfollow. We're not replying to DMs or comments or anything like that. We're not doing anything shady like for like and stuff like that. We're literally just using Facebook ads to grow their followers and to grow their Facebook pages and stuff like that. So those are kind of like the way how we go about growing our clients. Very, very small campaigns here and there. It doesn't cost much, and I explain this to clients as well, that like organic growth, when you grow organically, I basically mean just like posting and making people come to you organically without spending any money on your growth. I tell clients that that's pretty much dead, so we're gonna have to put some sort of budget towards your actual growth, and that's what we basically do for clients. Now, like I said, there's two things I do in the realm of social media, the social media marketing agency kind of thing, even though I class this all as one business. So there's two things I do in my social media marketing agency. Number one is social social media management, like I just talked to you about. The platforms we manage are Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Pinterest. I don't do TikTok, I don't do YouTube, I don't do Snapchat, I don't do Reddit, I don't do any other social media, I don't do web design, I don't do SEO, I don't do Google Ads, I don't do any other thing other than, actually growing their Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and what was the other one? I think like Facebook or Instagram. The main five basically, guys, the main five. And again, all we do is we come up with an overall direction. We kind of help them with their online presence, their branding, the way they are perceived online. We optimize their bio, come up with the content. We create them a content calendar as well, and we make sure that it's being posted and managed in a correct way. So the way how I go about getting these particular clients, if you will, the outreach method I use to get these particular clients. And for those who don't know, outreach basically just means reaching out. Basically what outreach is, literally kind of sounds like what it does on the tin. Basically all I'm doing for those particular clients, guys, is I am using a platform called Upwork. Upwork is a freelance website where you can go and apply to jobs. So there's literal people on there that are sat there waiting for people to actually hire, basically. So they're clients that have gone out of their own way to actually sit down, create an account on Upwork, and they are posting about how they want a social media manager or somebody to do social media marketing for them or Facebook ads for them, which I'll get to in a second. And all I do is I apply to them. I do around 15 applications a day, and all I do is I close clients. You can set anywhere between 3 to 5 meetings with that particular method there. If you're doing like 10 to 15-ish proposals a day is what I stick to. It's a pay to play kind of method, which is why I kind of like it, because then it kind of eliminates all the people that are sending like cold emails. Cold emails is one of those things where anybody can kind of just jump in and send a cold email. So with Upwork, you have to pay for connects, but it's a very, very beautiful platform. It's very cheap. If you want to jump into Upwork, I recommend you have at least 20 days worth of connects, 10 outreach a day. So if you want to do outreach on Upwork, I call it outreach, which is applying to jobs. If you do 10 of those a day, it's going to cost you 60 connects. 60 connects cost you $10.80. So if you work 5 days a week, there's 4 weeks in a month. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20. It's 20 working days out of the month you're going to be working. If you take the $10.80 times it by the 20, I believe that comes out to exactly $216. That's how you know I know my systems, if that number's correct. Hopefully it's correct. So as I was saying, that's the first thing we do for our social media marketing agency is we manage social media management clients. Again, we're not really running Facebook ads for them in order to generate sales. We're running Facebook ads for them in order to grow their Instagram and their actual Facebook page likes. Really cheap stuff, really easy stuff to do. They're not real kind of like followers that are actually going to buy stuff, but it helps them with social proof. And I actually explained this to clients as well, so they don't have like real big expectations. And right now, guys, if you're wondering, I have around 10 of these social media management clients. I lost a few, gained a few. If you guys are wondering as well, I literally outsourced this for literally $100 per month per client. I'm not even joking. Whenever I close a client, on average, some are paying me like $700, some are paying me $500, some are paying me $400, some are paying me $800, $900. I've even had clients in the past pay me like $2,000 for literal social media management, and I've outsourced that for like $150, that $2,000 per month job. I'm not even joking, guys. You can actually outsource social media management. And when I say outsource, for those that don't know, I'm kind of pretending in this video that you guys don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm kind of like explaining everything. But you guys, if you know what outsourcing is, then you know what outsourcing is. But what I mean by that, guys, is I personally don't do any of the client work at all. You guys are probably sat there thinking, what on earth, how is this possible? Is this some sort of voodoo? Is this magic? Is this scamming? No, it's not any of that. It's not no MLM. All it is basically, think of like an accounting service. I actually have an accounting service and kind of like an accounting firm that I actually work with. For example, like this is actually a real example. The person I spoke to kind of sell me on the service when I was looking for an accountant is not the same person I'm dealing with that's actually managing my books and doing my tax returns and stuff like that. So there's like a salesperson in the actual accounting firm. I don't know if he owns the business or not. I mean, it doesn't actually really matter, but he's the person that sold me on the service and actually got me and signed me up as a client, like an actual client. And I paid them quite a decent amount of money, and they now passed me on to my dedicated account manager. So it's the exact same thing I'm doing. I'm kind of like the salesperson in my business, even though I own the business. Doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter because obviously it's my business, but you get the point I'm trying to make. I'm the kind of like face of the business where I do the sales stuff, and then what we do is we pass clients onto their dedicated account manager. That's basically all we're doing. It's the exact same thing. There's no MLM, there's no scams, there's no fraudery, there's no trickery. It's just solid foundational business practices, and that's all it is. And again, right now we have around 10 social media management clients. Now, the second thing we do, which is much harder to do, is we actually handle e-commerce businesses. Now, e-commerce businesses are, businesses that sell stuff online, basically. That's what e-commerce is. Commerce is buying and selling of goods. E-commerce just means electronic commerce. That's basically what e-commerce is. So if you're confused about that, again, I have to explain everything in this video. So I'm just going to go in and explain stuff. So that's basically the sort of businesses we work with. Right now, we have 3 e-commerce brands that we're running ads for. It's quite difficult because iOS 14 is basically being released on iPhones, and there's a big beef between Apple and Facebook, so results are really hard to get right now. But we're obviously still learning, we're still in the trenches. I'll probably give you guys an update onto how like all this stuff's going, how to actually overcome the Facebook ad stuff. And I've really got some killer techniques right now, so it's still working, don't get me wrong, still working, but it's definitely much more difficult than what it was prior to this. I've worked with other clients such as like coaching businesses before the iOS 14. I've worked with like local lead gen businesses, all that sort of stuff. But anyway, right now we have 3 e-commerce businesses, and that's coming out to around $4,750. $4,750. Why does that sound so weird? $4,750 per month from those clients. But some of them have what you call ROAS deals. So for example, if we do a very good job for a client, for example, and we make them a lot of money. So let's say we spend, I don't know, 10K on ads, just for ease of numbers, by the way. If we spend 10K on ads and we bring them back, 100,000 on ads. So this is the point of Facebook ads, by the way. You run Facebook ads for businesses in order to generate the money. It's not magic. It's not like magic. It's not voodoo. It's not no MLM. It's literally you just help businesses that need to make more sales through Facebook ads, and that's all you do. So let me give you an idea as to what ROAS is. ROAS just stands for return on advertising spend. That basically means I get 10% on what I return from the advertising spend. Let me give you an example. Ease of use numbers here. I'm just hypothetically speaking here, so don't slay me in the comments. Let's say I have what you call a 10% ROAS deal, which I do with 2 of these clients, and I have a 5% with one of them. So if you're wondering, that's kind of like how we're set up right now. Anyway, long story short, guys, if I was to generate one of my clients, let's say we spend $10,000 in a month, and we bring back $100,000 from that particular ad spend. So we spent 10,000, brought back 100,000. Now what you do is you minus the ad spend, because that's an actual cost to the business. So now we've made them, you take the 100,000, you take away 10,000 out of that, you've got 90,000. Because I've made them $90,000 profit after ad spend. That's, after, when I say profit, it's not like actual net profit, because obviously they have delivery costs, cost of goods, all that sort of stuff, fulfillment costs, all that sort of stuff. But we can't help that. So what we do is we take 10% of what we made after ad spend, which is what you call return on ad spend, your actual return on your ad spend. So hypothetically speaking, if I make a brand $100,000 from 10,000, what you do is you take the 100,000, you minus the 10,000. That leaves you with 90,000 net profit after ad spend. It's not actually net profit. You know what I'm talking about. I've just literally mentioned it. But out of that 90,000, we take 10% of that, which would be 9K. So that's basically how we can make money in the back end as well. But like I said, it's really difficult to get ads up and running right now in terms of like being super profitable. It's really quite difficult to track as well. Again, I'll give you guys a whole update on this. Now, anyway, I'm making around $4,750 per month. That's US dollars per month from my 3 e-commerce brands. Then I have around 10 social media management clients, which is pulling in the rest. And that actual equals around $11,500 US dollars from my actual agency. Then what I do is, now that I've kind of grown my agency up successfully and surpassed the 10K per month mark and stuff like that. Again, I lost a few clients, gained a few clients. It's always changing, it's always fluctuating, by the way. It's just the name of the game, to be honest with you. Especially after for example, whenever I close clients, I always close them on a 3-month minimum. But then after that 3 months, it's up to them if they want to stay. If we do a good job, then they stay on. If we don't, then they leave. For me right now, obviously trying to work on my retention rate. My retention rate's okay. We can definitely make it better, 100%. My retention rate is probably like 6, 7 months, 8 months-ish. It is something like that when I think about it. Is that right? Yeah, it's around 6, 7, 8 months is what I found. Call it 6.5 months, something like that. It's not the greatest, but we can definitely be working on that 100%. And that's the name of the game. I'm just being super transparent with you guys. Anyway, long story short, guys, now that I built my agency up successfully and whatnot, I then get a lot of people asking and inquiring about how they can actually work with me to help them build their own agency. So that's where the rest of the money is coming from. So 11,000, around 11,000, I'd call it 11,000 to 12,000 US dollars is coming from my actual social media marketing agency. And then I help other agencies and other agency owners start their own social media marketing agency through consulting, online trainings, that sort of stuff. So that's where the rest is coming from, which is around 8,000, 8.5K, something like that. So when you combine them both together, you get the 20,000 US dollars per month, which is a very cool business. And I told you guys, like, in my last video, you guys definitely should be documenting your journey on even if you don't want to teach other people how to start SMMA because you think you're not good enough, which by the way is probably a lie, because like all the experts out there are not experts at all. Like even all the dudes I look up to, the dudes that are making like 100K a month, 80K a day and stuff like that, they're not experts. They're literally just people that threw shit at a wall long enough until something actually stuck, and then they named it and coined it their own kind of like method because they put their own twist on it, which is completely fine, and then they taught it. Which by the way, if you think that's a scam, then you need to turn this video off, because think about it, these are people that have actually figured out business first, then taught the actual business, which is what you should be doing. Whereas university, these are people that are trying to teach you business that don't have a business. If I was to do that, that is the biggest scam ever. I cannot legally do that. That is so morally wrong, so ethically wrong, that it should not be allowed to happen. So why is it that a business teacher who has no business is teaching business to other people in business school at university? Yet when you want to go and buy a person's course, for example, or like an actual business owner's online program, if you will, why is it that you think they're a scam when they've actually obviously successfully, and you can see their business, well, most of them, you can see their business. For example, you can literally see my business, and I just told you and broke down all the numbers to you. Why is it that you think that those people are a scam when you're literally still in university studying business from these dudes that don't have business? I think that's literally backwards. Me personally, I think that's kind of fucked up, to be honest with you. I don't really want to swear in this video, but it really is fucked up in terms of like how, like I said, how is it that would you learn to drive a car from a person that doesn't know how to drive a car? That's the point I'm trying to make, guys. But anyway, long story short, guys, that's me exposing myself, if you will. All I'm doing again is building my social media marketing agency up, and then helping other people build their social media marketing agencies up, and that's combined, and that's all it is. And again, you guys, I recommend, like I was just saying a second ago, you guys go and document your journey. And even if you don't want to help people start their own social media marketing agency, just go and talk about your industry, your niche, if you will. So if you get into SMMA or some sort of business model, go and talk about like what you do, your services, that sort of stuff, because you never know who's watching. That might actually generate what you call inbound leads, that sort of stuff. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering how I get my e-commerce brands, here's kind of like how I go about this. I call this the hybrid system. I kind of created it, and it's what I teach in my brand new 6-week online program. If you want to learn this, you can obviously just book a call below and whatnot. But anyway, all I do, guys, is I use Upwork to stack social media management clients, which are lower ticket clients and whatnot. And like I said, I've got 10 of those right now. Then what I do is from the profits of those clients, because it's very profitable to outsource this, because I literally pay $100 per month. I've got 2 social media managers right now. I've got 1 media buyer right now. So the whole business is very, very small, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so from my social media management clients, what I do is I take the profit and then I hire certain people to do jobs for me, such as like writing my emails for me, so I can actually go and reach out to brands via cold email. I also get people to actually go and find me leads. Not that I really need people to find me leads. I literally have a lead sheet that has like 2.7 million leads in there. What I mean by that is they go through the actual lead sheet and they actually prospect. Actually, when I say prospect, they're actually just looking through the sheet to see who's a good fit from who's not a good fit. And then what they do is they obviously write the first lines. And by the way, my lead sourcer and my first line writer are the same person. I've merged that job role into one because I feel like it's much easier. And that's basically all I'm doing, guys. Stacking small ticket clients, using that cash flow to put certain systems in place to get me higher ticket clients. Clients that are paying me $1,500, $1,700 per month, that sort of stuff. So that's all I'm doing, guys. Literally no magicry, no MLM. There's no, fortunately for you, was kind of disappointed that there's no scams going on around here. I tried to document, I did document the whole thing for you guys on YouTube, so you can take a look back and watch every single thing that I've done. And by the way, it took me 3 years to get to this point. This is not no get rich overnight type of thing. It's literally solid, foundationally sound business practices that have got me to this point. Just consistently chipping at it day after day after day after day after day. It's actually taking me way too long to actually get to this point. I probably should be making 100K per month by now, but hopefully that's coming very, very soon. But anyway, guys, that's basically me exposing myself and showing you guys how I make my money. So any other person that needs to ask me like how I make all of my money and all that sort of stuff, you can actually just sit here, watch this video, and take in the information. But anyway, guys, hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you guys in the next video. video pretty soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also follow me on Instagram. And if you guys also need any help, book in a call below. There are a couple spots left for agency transmutation. I think I might open 5 more spots open, just because when I first announced it, my calendar was already full before announcing it, so that all the people that wanted to get in couldn't even book. I had so many messages from people saying, hey, I tried to book in a call for agency transmutation. There is no slot. So I might open 5 more slots or something like that, just because a lot of people want to get in and they just couldn't. Anyway, guys, long story short, I'll see you guys very soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Peace.